Hi, you are listening to Parenting with Vanessa Cologne, and today I decided that I would bring on Kailash, who's 9 years old, who has a... Do you listen a lot or no?
Kinda.
I like this kinda, because I don't know what kinda really means. It's like, well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't know what's happening. So I want to talk about how do we get children to listen, because I think sometimes kids, I could be wrong, choose to not listen sometimes because they know, it's like, well, maybe maybe a parent is not going to follow through with what they're asking me to do. Do you know what that means? That means if your mom is telling you to do something and you're like, I'm not going to do it, and then you get distracted with something else, or your dad, and then you just don't follow through and you don't get to do it. Does that make sense? Can you tell me what I just said? Right?
It's hard to explain.
It's hard to explain? All right, well, I have a question. My question is this. How do we teach children to listen?
Maybe having some words.
Some words. What do you mean some words? So, okay, let's talk about this. One of the things that I do, and so you might disagree with me or not, is just knowing the expectations. And you know what that means, expectations?
Yeah.
Okay, that means that, want to tell me what the expectations are?
It means what you're supposed to do.
Right. So what happens if we come up with a rule that says that we can only ask something 2 times, and the 3rd time we're going to go over and help them do it?
Pretty good.
Yeah, but what happens if you're like doing Legos and like you're playing it and all of a sudden like you're so in it and you just don't know what to do with it, and you're like, I'm not going to listen, and then your mom comes over and grabs your hand and helps you clean up. How do you feel about that?
No, because it's invading our personal space.
But when are you going to listen? Because I just think it's important that if your mom's going to ask you 5 times and it takes her 5 times for you to do something, we need to do something about that. And maybe she needs to help you clean up.
Maybe tap them
Oh.
to get their attention and then clean up for them, or help them clean up.
Help them, yeah. We're not doing things for you. How old are you again?
9.
9? We're not doing things for you. I'm sorry. You're kind of like going into the double digits soon, so that's a big deal, right? Yeah. Okay. So my question then you're saying tapping. So maybe what's happening is that, do you think it's possible that you're not hearing if they're asking you to clean up if they're in another room?
Yeah.
I think people think that just because they're in another room that they're actually going to be hearing what's being said.
What?
Huh?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? It means that if you are in the living room and your mother is in upstairs and she's calling your name, do you think that you're gonna hear it every time?
No.
Okay, I have a good question for you because only you know your brain.
Oh God.
My question is, if you were playing Legos, do you have a tendency to not hear things when you're playing?
Sometimes.
Explain that, because I think sometimes that's hard for parents to understand what is going on at that moment. Think about it.
You're engrossed with like doing something and you forget about everything else.
Does that happen a lot?
Probably.
Yeah. What else? Okay. So when else does that happen?
With other stuff you do, like maybe iPad or anything like that.
Do you get off the iPad when your mom tells you to right away, or your dad?
Sometimes.
Uh-oh. Well, what happens? What if we say, so do we have to so how does it help you to get off an iPad? What do you need to get off an iPad?
I don't know.
What do you mean I don't know? Let's think about this. If I just walk over and say, okay, the iPad, it's all done, are you going to like that?
No.
No? Let's think about what we could do to help you get off the iPad. Maybe not give you an iPad? Are you completely done with the iPad?
No.
What? What do you mean no?
And no.
Okay, I heard you. So then how can we help you listen to get off the iPad? Because I'm not saying this is you, because a lot of times children, when they're like so into something and there's time to get off, they forget that they have to listen, huh? And then they get kind of mad, huh? Sometimes? Yeah? Right? So how can we help? Should we give warnings?
Yeah.
Or should we say no iPad?
Warnings.
Warnings? How many warnings do you think a child needs?
3.
3 warnings?
Or 2. 3.
Okay, but what does the warning sound? What do they say? Should it be minutes? Should it be should we say 5 more minutes? Should we say
I'll give you 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes? Okay, so let's talk about Minecraft here. We all know that Minecraft takes longer to get off something. So should we?
Sometimes.
Why sometimes?
Because sometimes you're in the middle of something.
Okay, do you understand that just because you're in the middle of something doesn't mean that you have to doesn't mean that you don't listen.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I talk to your mom next week and I find out that you listened when you get off iPad, I'm like, yes, he did what he was supposed to do. Is that going to happen?
No.
No.
I'm kidding.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Okay. What are we going to do to help you listen to get off the iPad? Not give it to you? Maybe we should have a rule that you only have it on the weekends.
No. That would be the worst we could ever have.
All right, well, like, you got to come up with something. So we just have to give you minutes. What if, you know what, does this help? Come up closer because I want to make sure we're hearing you. Would this help if before you give the iPad, your mom or dad tells you, you know what, and they ask you, do you think that you can get off this with the first time?
That might work.
That might work because I think setting you up for the expectation is going to be very helpful. Right? And there's that dog that doesn't listen too. Right? I don't know how to get her to listen. I think she wants like a special treat or something, so she's going to keep barking until I give it to her. But I'm not going to give it to her because that's going to be reinforcing bad behavior, right? So if I give her the treat, it's going to not be great.
Yeah.
So my question is, a lot of kids are probably losing the iPad because they get really upset. So maybe if they know ahead of time, hey, if they know ahead of time, right, of what time they're going to get off, you think that'll help?
Yeah.
All right, but what if we say something like, okay, if we have a hard time today, tomorrow you'll get your iPad. Is that going to work?
Probably not.
Why would that not work?
I don't know.
Well, then you're not going to get your iPad. You can miss it for days.
No.
Well, you got to listen. There has to be some responsibility.
Fine.
Who's going to take responsibility?
I don't know. What are you?
I don't play on the iPad. I'm not losing it.
You use phones.
All right, so if I have a hard time getting off my phone, then are you going to take it away?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I think it's fair. We're going to make a rule. Okay, now you just help me come up with the rules. So you're going to ask 2 times. The third time they're going to help you.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you don't like the personal space, I think it's important that they help you put it, clean up or follow through. That parents need to be close to you when they ask you to do something, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're so into your activity, then how are we going to get out of that activity? Right? Are you agreeing? All right. And let's just say we're in agreement that if you have a hard time getting off the iPad on Monday, Tuesday, you don't get it.
No.
Well, you have to be responsible for your behavior.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So
I'll think about it.
You'll think about it. I think that's going to be the rule moving forward, okay? This is what happens when you get on the podcast here with Parenting with Vanessa Colon. Ha, 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 ha. I'm teasing. Okay, and then another thing is, I want to talk a little bit more about when you get so involved in an activity and that you don't hear, what's going on with your body?
You're playing the activity.
I know, but what's going on? Like, why are you not hearing?
Because they're too engrossed.
What does it mean to be engrossed? Is the question.
It means to be too much in something or like doing something so much, something like that.
Right. So the question. So is that a bad thing or a good thing?
Kind of.
No, you need to be honest. Is it a bad thing or a good thing?
Bad.
Yeah. There you go. All right. So I think it's really important that we monitor how much time we get on the iPad and maybe we're in certain activities, right? You're not getting things taken away right now. No, that's not happening. We're just having an open conversation so people understand. Because I think sometimes parents don't understand that kids get so involved in an activity that they think they're being ignored, but they're really not. They're just totally in that activity and they're not thinking about anything else. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? And so they're wondering, so let's do this. We have the proximity piece that they're close by, right? Would it help? So I know you said personal space, but would it help? Would it help if they came over and like touched your shoulders and says time to clean up in 2 minutes?
Yeah.
You like that better?
Yeah, not like pull it away.
Not take it away. Yeah, that's not going to go well. That's not going to go well with anybody, I don't think. But then what if we said 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes? Would that help?
And then like 1 minute warning.
Yeah. Do you like that or is that too many warnings?
A few less, but yeah.
So like let's say 3 warnings, so 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute. All right, so then we have those minutes to help you listen. And let's talk about they need to be close by when you're doing it and then asking, right? You want them to be close by. Is that going to help with the listening?
Yeah.
And then if we set you up for success on Minecraft, can you be able to do it by saying, hey, can you get off this? I think a lot of times parents just need to ask the child if they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Probably, yeah.
Right? All right, can you practice these rules this week and come back on the show next week and see how it goes?
Sure.
All right, give me a handshake on that. All right, thank you very much, Carlos, for coming on the show. You're listening to Parenting with Vanessa Colon. Anything else you want to end with?
Bye.
You want to turn that off? You can reach me at vanessacolon.com, KAHLON, or Parenting with Vanessa Colon on SoundCloud. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.